hello friends, and welcome to another episode of the Logline Lab. So today we're going to do something a little bit different because I've already recorded and then there was a few things that I wanted to change, and so technically I've already done the brainstorming of the story. So I basically already know, so what will happen right now is I'll just retell it to you, retell what I came up with, and then maybe something new will pop up. You won't know the difference, but I'll tell you. Maybe. uh, so you probably won't. Probably not much scribbling today. Just I still have my notes here. And it might actually be fun because I'll already have come up with some stuff. So um, I'll have some more details that usually I come up when you try to put together the logline of the story. So let's see. The title. Okay, so the first story is going to be an LGBT rom-com. And the title that I had came up with was actually something that I heard in my head a while back. And as soon as I heard the title, I knew there was something there, and I knew there was a clear story that wanted to be told. So the title is Prince Charming LLC. And what the story is about an actor who not well known like in film or theater or anything like that on TV, but more so an actor who was still trying to get his breakthrough, and um, his day job or evening job or gig job um, is to be a Prince Charming actor for events, for kids' parties or Disney or whatever else. Whenever they need this character type, Prince Charming, he takes the job, he gets the job, and so that's how he pays his bills. So um, yeah, an unknown Prince Charming look-alike guy who um, loves acting, loves what he does, but hasn't gotten the parts yet. And so what the story is he gets hired by, and this is where I had first that thought to make it in Britain, a British, because Britain right now is very well known for the princes and the kings, their monarchy. But instead, I decided to do something which is uh, set it in Genovia. If you guys have seen the movie Diaries, The Princess Diaries, I love that movie. First one, second one was decent. Was there a third one? I don't remember. Anyway, and that setting, the setting for the kingdom in her father's kingdom was Genovia, and because it's just for fun and because this is just brainstorming and just details that aren't really going to be in the log line, but it's fun to come up with and have, sometimes you need something to keep you going, so for fun, we'll set this in Genovia. And so the king of Genovia is hiring our main actor, main character, the actor, because his son is gay, his heir is gay, and he was um, supposed to be getting married in a few days, and it's a make believe it's a make believe like a wedding to keep the kingdom going and to keep the people on his side and stuff. But the son is gay, and he decides a few days before the wedding to run away. But the king doesn't want anybody to freak out and know, and for everything to be canceled, and for the truth to come out that his son is gay. So instead, he impersonates Prince Charming, our main character, to pretend because of their uncanny similarity. Um, uh, and so he just hires him to pretend like he is the prince and to get married and to do whatever it needs to be done until they find the real prince and bring him back. Um, so yeah, that was the main story. The the fun part being that our main character obviously is bisexual for the main reason that I feel like there is a lack of bisexual representation in films, and this will be a really good opportunity to have a main character, who is bisexual, and of course he maybe so my thought was maybe the prince, the real prince, comes sneaks into his room because he forgot something, and that's where he finds our main character, Prince Charming, and they kind of hit it off, and they kind of start to try to help each other in this situation, because this, could not be very good for our main character, Prince Charming, to be found out as having taken this job, and perhaps it not helping his career, or um, uh, yeah. Sorry, I'm hearing noises. Um, or obstacles, being that he could not get a good reputation. That if the truth comes out, the gay heir, the gay prince, the actual prince, is scared that he's gonna ruin everything for his family, and maybe at first he's ashamed of himself and he wants to hide and help me, or why don't I take your life back where you came from? Things like that, things to make the story fun. Um, but really, the story being what it really is about is, not hiding who you are, because it might make other people feel uncomfortable, or it might ruin something for other people, uh, to really promote acceptance and living an authentic life. Yeah, so that is what I came up with for Prince Charming LLC. Uh, Losing a kingdom or losing yourself type of deal. Uh, I had a lot of fun coming up with that story. I could see it in my head. The Prince Diaries cross, um, meets. Now I can think of. There's probably a million other Prince movies, or Princess. Anyway, that was fun to come up with. So for the second one, there was another detail that I also wanted to change. The second one, I got this. I had this idea. There's a certain I saw the the movie with the guy from The Mummy, Brendan Fraser, I believe, when he plays an actor for a rent an actor company, and they'll pretend to be whatever you want them to be. Um, oh, what was the name of that? I forget. But anyway, I think it's Japan or something. But so there was this service. It's a company that lets you hire actors to pretend to be whatever you want for your life purposes, actual real life events. Um, so I actually love the concept of an accountability person, a service. The when somebody needs to get something done, but they know they're easily distracted, or um, they don't stay on task, or they lose track of something, or they get if their phone they put their phone away, but it's too delicious, they can't resist. So, and they just want to be more productive, and so they get an accountability buddy, or body doubling coach. Basically, somebody who, because when somebody's in your presence and you try to cheat or you try to get distracted, they'll be right there to bring you right back and to help you through the process and to help you stay on task. And I love that concept. That's definitely like one of those gigs that I would be interested in doing. I think it's underrated and not talked about enough how much people need this. And I don't even think it's really necessarily on the down low. Um, I think this is something that's already out there and being done. And it might just be too embarrassing for a lot of people to admit, for fear of being called lazy, or like, I can't believe you're wasting your money on, like, why don't you get more discipline? Why don't you get it together? I find this idea delicious. I myself would use this idea for a few things. Um, but the point is, I love this service, and so I wanted to write a story about something like that. So I did. I came up with an accountability and body doubling coach type of woman who does this. Is hired by a this is this detail that I changed. I didn't want a sculptor. I love the idea of sculpting. I think its aesthetic is very cinematic. I think it leans like the movie Ghost, for example, when they're doing the pottery stuff. It lends itself very well to the romance genre or in romantic scenes and that kind of thing. And I love it so much that I wanted to do something with the sculptor. But after coming up with the logline, I thought that I wanted to change it from stone to wood. So our main character, this accountability and body doubling coach, is hired by a wood sculptor who, uh, for some reason, I never came up with the reason yet. That's probably something that I would have to sit down with coming up, writing the script and coming up with it on the spot or seeing how it comes up. But he's a wood sculptor and he recently lost his sight mid-project. And when we when we come into the story, he's already been blind for a while and had his like sort of depression bout and learning of how to do anything from there. He sort of already has a little bit of experience with getting the depression and the first steps out of the way. And he's now at the point where he's decided he wants to try and finish the last project that he was doing. And that'll be the last project he does. But he wants to at least finish it. And for that, he hires that our main character, the accountability coach. And of course, she's never worked with something specific, as specific as this. So she's also there's a lot of room for her to also learn and play with and for them to develop something. And the thing that I wanted to explore with the story that I also love, I, um, I recently saw it in a movie, the latest JLo movie, The Office Romance, The Office Affair. Yeah, I think it's Office Romance. It's a rom-com. I paused there because of if you're watching video and you saw my door, you see my door open. It's not a ghost, it's a cat. It's not a ghost, it's a cat coming in and out. They open their own doors. So it's not a ghost. It's not anything else but a cat. I suppose is what I should have said instead of going straight to ghost. I love playing with the idea of mixing business with pleasure, professional and personal. And in this movie with JLo, that's what happens. I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to divulge, but I think it probably would be in the trailer that there is just a professional relationship that turns personal, and that is a problem, specifically in that situation. But anyway, none of that has to, well, it has a little bit to do with this part where I do enjoy playing with exploring that dynamic. And so I've wanted to use these story elements to make it so that like as they work together, sometimes he gets frustrated, sometimes maybe she gets frustrated, she threatens to quit, maybe he doesn't want to do it anymore, and then it goes back and forth, and in the midst of all that, a little bit of an emotional connection, a little bit of a intimate bond starts to form between them. And I think it like that wood sculpting and the blindness, and the fact that she's never worked in any, she's never actually helped an artist. This is her first time as well, so she's learning a lot too. But yeah, learning the lines between she's here to do a job, but also now they're getting intimate type of relationship. Yeah, so that was a story that I ended up coming up with. And it's funny, when you already know the story, I do a lot less thinking, I do a lot less like pulling from creativity and just like trying to get ideas. And I'm really just retelling the story. Yeah, it feels quite different, but obviously, in other episodes I really am on the spot, but this was cool. That's another story that I really love. Um, uh, it's clear in my head. It's vivid in my head. I can see it um, coming together. So yeah, those are the drama romance and the LGBT rom-com that I got for you this week, and re-recorded, and it's much shorter than the other video was, obviously. Um, Either way, thank you for listening. I'll see you just in a minute with the logline.
Prince Charming LLC, LGBT RomCom. An actor who performs as Prince Charming at events is secretly hired by a foreign monarchy to impersonate their runaway gay heir and must choose between his career and helping the prince live an authentic life. Would you watch or pass? Put it in the comments. The Last Beautiful Thing, drama romance. An accountability and body doubling coach that helps a wood sculptor recently gone blind finish a project soon finds that their time together chips away at the boundaries between professional support and emotional intimacy. Would you watch or pass? Put it in the comments. Thank you for listening to the Logline Lab. I'm Chris. Keep the ideas rolling.